October unfolds as a nightmare for Hansi Flick and Joan Laporta. Amid record revenues and strategic renewals, Barcelona is sinking into crises that threaten both its sporting and financial stability. Is Lewandowski leaving Barca? Is Dusan Vlahovic the next signing? Stick with me until the end. Let's get to the point. The nightmare is real. Robert Lewandowski, our top scorer, is officially ruled out of El Clasico against Real Madrid on October 26th. The infamous FIFA virus has claimed another major victim. Is the injury serious? What's the final diagnosis? Lewandowski has suffered a tendon injury in his left leg, more than just a simple muscle strain. His absence from the Clasico was the news no one wanted to deliver, but it's now a fact. His loss completely alters Flick's tactical plans for the most important game of the first half of the season. And speaking of absences, the international break was ruthless. Dani Olmo returned from Spain duty with a calf injury and is also ruled out. Goalkeeper Joan Garcia has been ruled out of a return for El Clasico as well. Once again, Barcelona is paying the price for a packed calendar and poor workload management from national teams. Flick's locker room has turned into an infirmary. Lewandowski's injury also reignites another debate. Amid this injury crisis, his agent has already commented on rumours of a possible departure in the summer of 2026. Patience at Barca is wearing thin. Previously, the criticism was directed at the national teams, especially after Flick complained about Spain overusing Lamine Yamal. But now, the frustration has shifted inward, toward the players themselves. During Poland's match against Lithuania, Lewandowski felt pain in the same muscle he injured earlier this season. Instead of asking to be substituted, he decided to stay on the pitch. The result? The injury worsened and he's now out for a month. That means he'll miss 6 matches. Inside the club, frustration is high. The board believes that experienced players like Lewandowski, now 37, should know when to stop. His decision was not well received by Barca's management, especially amid ongoing talks about a possible contract renewal. Once again, the FIFA virus puts Barcelona on high alert. The lesson is clear. In a packed football calendar, knowing when to stop can be just as important as knowing how to play. The club had hoped Lewandowski would play a crucial role for longer, but age, fatigue, and now injuries have raised major doubts about the number 9's future. His performances this season have been impressive, but a combination of factors, his age and recent injury record, has left the door open. With his contract expiring next summer, Lewandowski is increasingly being linked with other clubs. According to Sport, Atletico Madrid manager Diego Simeone holds Lewandowski in high regard and would be open to signing him on a free transfer. Meanwhile, the player's agent, Pini Zahavi, has already met with AC Milan, who would reportedly be interested if he leaves Barcelona. Juventus are also monitoring the situation closely. Polish journalist Mateusz Święcicki noted that while Milan is an option, he believes Lewandowski could end his career with one final season at Atletico Madrid. He could do well alongside Sorloth, and Atletico have a history of signing veterans like David Villa and Luis Suarez. Plus, there are personal factors to consider, Święcicki explained. Despite these inquiries, Lewandowski prefers to stay at Barcelona even if that means taking a pay cut or accepting a reduced role. The striker, who has no interest in moving to Saudi Arabia or MLS, has scored 4 goals in La Liga this season, despite starting only 3 matches. Barca have yet to make a final decision on his future and will likely wait until the end of the season. Now Hansi Flick faces the burning question: who will score the goals in El Clasico? The likely answer is Ferran Torres, but according to sport journalist Carlos Monfort, the Barcelona forward has informed Flick that he's still feeling discomfort in his thigh tendon. That means his availability for the next match against Girona remains uncertain. Ferran left Spain's national team training early due to a left thigh strain, not a serious injury, according to Barca's medical department. The club stated he hasn't been sidelined but is undergoing specific treatment to speed up recovery. In the last training session, Ferran only participated partially before heading to the gym for lighter work to avoid overload. The coaching staff are taking a cautious approach, determined not to risk a setback with an early return. Friday's training session will be decisive in determining whether Ferran can face Girona or needs more recovery time. Although the discomfort is mild, the club isn't taking any chances, especially with El Clasico looming. Flick is facing a do-or-die October. He needs immediate solutions, and the next challenge is Girona. Are there any signs of hope? Yes, there's light at the end of the tunnel. The expected returns of Lamine Yamal, Fermin Lopez and Rafinha for the Girona clash on October 18th could provide a much-needed boost. Flick will rely on these young talents and their speed to fill the gap left by Lewandowski and Dani Olmo. But it's a high-stakes gamble, one being played hand-in-hand with the medical department. If the pitch is in chaos, with players living in the hospital, the finances are a ticking time bomb. Barcelona is living the paradox of success, record revenues, but a debt that threatens to implode the club. Laporta's optimism is constantly contradicted by the numbers. Under the current administration, Barca has racked up net losses of $231 million in just 5 years. The total debt? Pay attention, it's approaching $4 billion when you include SPY Barca debt, future obligations, and operational liabilities. So what's keeping the club afloat? The famous financial levers? Exactly. Laporta sold off the club's future assets, TV rights, Barca studios, to inject immediate cash and register players. The long-term cost of that move is massive. Both internal and external critics question the sustainability of this model, arguing that the club is mortgaging its future. It's a race against time. The construction firm LEWY. The $200 million deal is under scrutiny for alleged irregularities in the tender process. SPY finished on time and without scandals. Injuries are forcing the club to look to the market. So what are Laporta and Deco planning? Barca's strategy is clear: young talent. They have their eyes on Mexican midfielder Gilberto Mora, one of the breakout stars of the U20 World Cup. In addition, the names of Eta Ayong and fullback Daniel Munoz, both from Crystal Palace, are being closely monitored. The club is looking for young, affordable solutions for the fullback and midfield positions. According to Tuttosport, Barcelona sporting director Deco has initiated informal talks with Dusan Vlahovic's representatives to explore a possible move in 2026, when the striker's contract with Juventus expires. Since August, Deco has maintained contact with agent Darko Ristic, though no official offer has been made. At 25, Vlahovic is seen as the natural successor to Lewandowski, with the traits of a classic centre-forward and international experience. The Serbian has already been approached by clubs like Chelsea, Arsenal, and Manchester United, but he prioritizes joining a team where he's guaranteed a starting role. Bayern Munich has also shown interest, but the Bundesliga isn't the player's top choice. Vlahovic, who was already on Barca's radar during the Xavi era, would be open to joining the club if a financially viable deal can be reached. While a free transfer in 2026 would be ideal, Barcelona still faces salary cap challenges that could complicate the move. For now, the club is weighing the sporting and financial pros and cons of signing the striker with no decision yet made. Meanwhile, Turkish forward Kenan Yildiz, 20, has emerged as one of Juventus's and Serie A's brightest prospects. After strong performances at the Club World Cup and early in the 2025-26 season, he's tallied 2 goals and 4 assists in 8 matches and shone for the Turkish national team. His form has attracted interest from major European clubs, including Barcelona, Arsenal, and Chelsea. La Gazzetta dello Sport reports that Barca is closely monitoring the player, who was already on their radar in 2022. Juventus is trying to renew his contract, valid until 2029, by offering a pay raise, since Yildiz currently earns under $2 million per year, less than 18 of his teammates. Still, if talks stall, foreign clubs are ready to pounce. Chelsea even offered $70 million for the youngster, an offer the Italians turned down. Even so, with growing interest from giants like Barcelona, Yildiz could eventually consider a move away from Turin. Chelsea also made a firm approach for Ronald Araujo, but Barcelona stood firm. Araujo is considered untouchable and Flick's defensive cornerstone. Barca needs money, but losing Araujo would be a defensive disaster. Are there players on the way out? Eric Garcia is on PSG's radar as they look for a ball-playing centre-back. And young Marc Casado has caught Chelsea's attention, who see him as a promising midfield prospect. The club will have to make painful choices to balance the books, keeping its core while selling the negotiable pieces. Would you sell Lewandowski if you were Barcelona's sporting director?